How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video. We're actually looking at a older TV, which personally I think keeps up with some of the newer TVs, and you might be able to find a last minute deal on them because they're running out, and I know we have some left. So the special TV of the day is going to be the QN75Q900RB, which is actually a 2019 model. But the reason we're talking about it today is mainly because this is one of those discontinued deals that you're going to be getting. And I think that, with not that many being left, if you can get your hands on one, it's going to be really, really beneficial to you as far as your, overall home theater investment. Now, so those of you who don't know much about this TV, this is the 8K Samsung QLED, which they released a few years ago. And, a lot of people weren't really ready for 8K. They felt like it was just a markup and they didn't really understand it. So it didn't sell too well. But now, with the competing 4K and everything that Samsung has to offer, it really doesn't seem like that bad of a deal. I mean, for what you're getting, I think it's a great TV. So this TV in particular comes at a whopping 98 inches, 82 inches, 75, 65, and 55. Today we're talking about the 75 specifically because there is still some stock on them and we want to make sure that you get the best deal possible. Now, so the first thing that I'd like to talk about is AI upscaling. Now, in a world with all these different resolutions, 8K is starting to emerge. There's not a whole lot of content in 8K other than like really nice demos, but they're starting to shoot in 8K for some movies. And, more importantly, it's all about the AI upscaling. Now, what AI upscaling does is actually enlarges the picture. So you could take a, 1080p image and in a 4K AI upscaling, it's going to make it look like a 4K image. It'll do its best, but what it's doing is it's replacing pixels basically that aren't there. So they're predicting what the pixel would be if there was a pixel there. Because remember, when you're going from 1080 to 4K to 8K, you're adding millions of pixels. And so this AI software, all it's doing is going in and predicting to make it look a lot clearer, which is kind of insane, and why some of these TVs with these processors have to be such high quality, because to keep up with that many frames going boom 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 boom, replacing all the pixels, it takes a lot. And that's why you don't see it as much on the lower end models, because they just don't have the processors to support it. So why are we talking about AI upscaling so much? And that's really because the 8K content is just not big enough to stand on its own yet. So anything that you watch in 4K is going to look like an 8K image or video. And like I said, we're doing a little bit of different video today. We're going to go over to the TVs and check them out after we talk about all the specs. So with the 75 inch and above, you can get the Quantum HDR 32X, which is just insane. They were doing 10 like a couple years ago, and that was insane. So I don't even know where to expect it going in the future. But this TV has future proofing in it. It'll last you quite a while before you need to even consider upgrading. And not to mention, since it has that fast processor, you're gonna be looking at a very easy use. Now, what I mean by that is essentially when you're scrubbing through apps, trying to adjust all the settings, you're going to get much faster, more responsive clicks, which is obviously what you'd want in your TV. I personally have a lower end TV in my room and then a higher end TV in the family room. So when I go into my room, it's not as responsive. And, that's one of the things that I do appreciate about higher end TVs, is that when I go into my living room and I have my OLED, it does great with the responsiveness and I never have problems. So that's kind of what you can expect from this TV, is that you're going to get a fast, easy user interface. So with it being a higher end TV, you're definitely going to be getting more ports than some of your lower end TVs. This one in particular has 4 HDMI ports and 3 USB connections. So put all the stuff you want on it. It's got enough ports. Now this TV does have a 60 watt audio system, which is much higher than some of the other base models. But I always tell people you should still buy a soundbar or get a surround system if you really want to get the most out of it. Especially if you're going to be doing a lot of movie watching. It's TV speakers, they're not the same as they used to be. With the DLPs, they were able to do things within the base or on the sides. They had those big bulky speakers, which was great at the time, but now everything's moved into this flat screen, borderless, keep everything hidden kind of style. And for that, I feel like you really, really should buy a soundbar. Now this is also compatible with the no gap wall mount from Samsung. So if you want to make it look like a nice, gallery style of TV, put it on your wall, make it into an art piece or something else, you know, kind of like the frame. This TV is ready for that. Now, I'm not sure if I answered this, but when it comes to gaming and watching sports, anything with a lot of motion, it has a motion rate of 240, which is crazy. And, you know, it has a game enhancing mode. So as soon as you plug in your PS5 or new Xbox, it's going to look great on this TV. All right, so as far as spec goes, I think that's about it. We're going to hop over there and check it out. All right, so we're here with the 75-inch, and also the reason why I wanted to bring you guys over here is because we do have the newer version, which is the Q85, but it is a 4K versus an 8K. So I wanted to show you guys what 2 years difference goes for, because this TV I feel like really hangs in. Now right now I have a still image, but I will have some shots of it moving. You can kind of get a better look at it. But as you can see, the color is basically the same, and this is the Q85, so this is a nano, this is a new technology in that TV. This is the old. You can see the 8K, the brightness is a little bit more dim on the 8K than it is on the 4K, but you get that AI upscaling, so it's gonna look great. Now, first impressions, I do like the thin bezel, and you know, this is a fully backlit panel, so you've got to expect the best when it comes to quality. And you know, this really, in my opinion, competes with OLED. Now, as far as thickness, it is a little bit thicker, and that's just because this is, you know, a bigger, more beefy TV. It has to be. It has to be for that 8K, and you know, it's not very thick, but like I said, you can get that no-gap mall mount, make it look super thin. Doesn't really matter. It's just like the frame. And what's crazy to me is that this is at least several $100s less than the brand new one, and you know, it's basically the same. And there's a little bit more brightness that you're going to get with the new one. But I just think it's crazy that, you know, a TV that's still 2 years old, just kicking butt and taking names. That's going to be all for this one, and if you guys haven't already, check out some of our other cool videos on products like these. If you guys are interested in getting the best deal on this product, email YouTube@Walts. And if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos or deals.